Hello, I'm Locke, Meredith. I'd like to invite you on the next Legal Lines where my guest is Kool DJ Supamike. He's a DJ at Cumulus with the #1 show in Baton Rouge with about 82,000 listeners every week. He's going to talk to us about where he came from, how he got into the business, how the business works. He's also going to talk to us about how he does not believe the divisions between black and white and everybody else out there is as pronounced as the media suggests, along with the politicians. Join us on the next Legal Lines with #1 Baton Rouge radio DJ, Supamike. Locke, Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has served our community by airing Legal Lines, a community educational program for 18 years weekly to Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas. Watch Legal Lines at LockeMeredith.com or Cox Channel 1004. Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke, Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. Hello, welcome to Legal Lines. I'm Locke Meredith, and I'm very pleased to have on the show for the first time, Michael Key, better known as Kool DJ Supamike. Supamike, it's great to see you again.
Great, how you doing, Locke?
I'm doing good. I'm glad we're getting to do this. We've been doing some interviews and stuff for a while, and at Cumulus Radio, where you are the #1 DJ in Baton Rouge and have been for a long time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell the folks kind of a little bit about yourself, your background, where you came from. I'm sure most folks don't know that much.
Well, a lot of people know because I scream it a lot. I'm actually from St. Louis, Missouri.
Long way.
Long way from Baton Rouge.
So how did you get here?
I originally came down to run track and field for Southern University. And been here for quite some time and just got in here and got down to Baton Rouge and fell in love with the city.
Tell me a little bit about your background, because you have a family history
of
radio.
Well, my dad is actually still in radio, 70 plus years old, still in radio in St. Louis, Missouri. He always used it as a hobby. It was always his secondary job to working at the for the city of East St. Louis, Illinois, which is in Illinois right across from St. Louis.
Got it.
And man, I just watched him growing up.
From what age? Beginning?
From beginning, as the ages where I was old enough to watch him, just watching him do radio, and so exciting to see your dad in the house and then hear him on the actual radio. And back in those days, that was the only thing that was going. I mean,
one or two or three ways you communicate.
Right, it was radio. If you was on the radio back then, it was just amazing. So, I got a chance to watch my dad. Every time I would go to my grandmother's house, it was a lively house, had 3 jukeboxes in the house, had beer machines in the house, a full bar in the house, and it was just turntables in the house. So
a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
A lot of music.
A lot of music came up on that side.
And a lot of equipment. Probably.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I just watched my dad, and just made me want to get into music and get into it. And then as I got older, started my high school year, started throwing parties because he had the equipment. So it was just a great thing to see him, give me the music, give me the DJ equipment, and I just followed in his footsteps. And from that on to doing high school parties, and from high school parties.
That was junior high, wasn't it?
Junior high,
yeah.
Actually junior high. And from junior high on, and it was, my cousins would do security for me. so I just learned at an early age.
Well, I love the fact that your grandmother was in radio.
My grandmother actually started the Gospel Music Workshop of America with James Cleveland in Birmingham, Alabama. So I have one side of my family is
I got family now.
Yeah, it's just doing that, and the other side was gospel. My mom's side, the gospel side. My dad's side, the lively. Yeah.
Heard that story a few times.
Yes,
huh?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I just came up in music. Just really being around music. Every summer of my life, I went to Birmingham, Alabama. That's where my southern roots come from. They put me on a plane every summer. And I went to Birmingham until I was old enough to play sports. But I went to Birmingham every summer and just hung out with my grandmother in churches. And
didn't you tell me your grandmother found Frank?
She helped found Kurt Franklin. Her and James Cleveland were very good friends. He would
what a small world.
He'll come by her home often, and it was just that's what I grew up in. She played the piano in churches. And she started the Gospel Music Workshop of America with James
Nice legacy to have.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful legacy to have.
Yes, sir.
So what were you running when you came over here?
100, 200. Well, actually, I was a 200 quarter miler.
I did a little bit of that at Lehigh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Back a long day ago.
Yes, sir. Under the late great Coach Johnny Thomas at Southern University. So, you know, I started there and I didn't finish. That's why I'm back in school now.
Were you ever exposed to Coach Lundy?
No, not. I didn't
Well, there's no way. I'm so much older than you. I'm sorry. All right, we're getting off this. So let's shift gears a little bit then.
Yes, sir.
So you came here. You won your position on the radio station. Explain how that went down.
Yes, sir. They had a radio competition called the Dream Team Competition. At that time, you know, some very, very influential DJs. Jay Tweezy was on the air at the time. Cat Daddy was on the air at the time. It was a lot of influential DJs, and I used to just go sit up with Cat Daddy. He worked overnights. And they had a competition where they were looking for the next DJ. You know, we're looking for the next mix show DJ, because mixing is different than on-air personalities.
Explain it.
Okay, when you're a mix DJ, you just play the music that's on the air. Like you mix with turntables and a mixer. You come on every day and you mix like that, and you don't necessarily talk. A lot of mixers don't talk.
Got it.
So I started with Drac Muse, and Drac Muse had a hip hop show on Sunday nights called Beats and Rhymes. And I mixed. I won the competition that they did, and I won to be a mixer, but they didn't really have a slot for me. So Drac went to war and fought for me to get on his show, to be a mixer on his show. And the program director at the time, James Alexander, was like, hey, he can mix, but he can't talk. Don't let him say nothing. So
did you work your way up?
I worked my way up, because Drac went in and fought and told him, hey, man, this guy can talk. Let him talk. So you know, he was like, okay, he can talk if he talks through you. So that's
and
how.
That was the wee morning hours. I mean,
that was
you had to earn.
I had to earn it. I had to earn it. So
nothing given to you.
No, sir. So I actually did, like, the first thing that really helped me in Baton Rouge was the fact that I married a bunch of things. You would normally have a DJ that would just DJ on the radio or mix, and you had personalities. Where I became a mixer that became a personality. So when I mixed those two together, it put me in a different lane.
Created a whole new, I guess, genre almost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Yes, sir. So I did those two, and then with me being on college campuses, DJing, I married those two. I married the college campus to the streets of Baton Rouge to the radio. So that's what.
Really interesting.
Yes, sir.
You know, I think because I got from Cumulus kind of the demographic read. From what I'm reading, your audience, you're the #1 DJ for an audience from age 12 to 64.
Yes, sir.
And all races and demographics that people would hunger for, because
Yes,
you're
sir.
covering the whole gambit.
Yes,
How'd
sir.
you pull that off?
Well, when I originally started Afternoon Drive, which that time slot is 3 to 7 p.m., a gentleman by the name of Juice Man had the slot. And I just came up watching Juice Man, you know, and I watched how he married the audiences. And then when he left and I became the afternoon jock, I had been in every day part that we ever had at Max 94.1. I filled in for mornings. I filled in overnight. I worked overnight.
You paying your dues.
I paid my dues. I went out and about.
And you're getting experience.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I've just met so many people along the way in the years that I've been doing it on the radio, which means I meet people's grandparents, I meet them, and I meet their children. So I marriage all of the demographics of Baton Rouge, and although we play hip hop and R&B, I'm familiar with a lot of demographics because of my background, because of the things that I'm exposed to on a daily basis. So it's not really hard for me to just be myself. And I'm not trying to be anybody but myself. And when I go on, the people they feel what I'm doing.
All right, we'll continue this on the next segment. I want to hear about hip hop and the rest of it here. You got to talk about it. So this is Michael Key. He is I'm sorry. I'm so used to saying DJ Supamike, but it's Kool DJ Supamike.
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke, Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Locke, Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Trust is important when hiring an injury law firm. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan Associates, thousands have trusted us and gotten the results they deserved. Visit us at LockeMeredith.com. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555.
Welcome back to Legal Lines. I'm Locke Meredith. Again, very pleased to have on the show for the first time Michael Key. He is DJ Supamike. Actually, I still Kool DJ Supamike.
I love
Sooner
it.
or later, Supamike.
I love it. I love it.
So let's dive back in.
Yes, sir.
The music that you're exposed to all kinds, gospel to hip hop and whatever's in between, I'm guessing.
Yes.
So but you now do the hip hop and the R&B.
Yes, sir.
Explain kind of the history of hip hop and all that, because I'm not sure everybody understands that. In fact, we were talking. I just attended a LSU graduation where the college dean or president was analogizing hip hop music with the life struggles of going through school and messing up and learning and all that.
Well, it's so many different variations to hip hop and R&B. So many different styles. When most people, talk about rap music, if they're not familiar with rap music, they say all that rap stuff, But it's so many different lanes of rap music. It's so many different lanes of hip hop and R&B. It's kind of like if you listen to jazz. It's not one type of jazz. It's not one type of gospel. Right. It's not one type of anything. So we have things that are toned down. We have jazzier sound in hip hop and R&B. We have East Coast hip hop and R&B. We have West Coast, down south, Midwestern.
Interesting. So
and
regions all over the world and nation.
All over the world and nation. And with hip hop, it's so much different than R&B. So it's so many different styles. It's so many different lanes. You can't please everybody. There's no way, because you only have people. You have older people that don't like younger rap, and younger rap that don't like older rap.
Right.
So it's no one different type of. It's all different types of hip hop.
And do you play all the types?
I touch them all. I touch as much as I can. But in radio, for my demographic, which is we're catering to 18-34. I'm basically catering to 18-34 female. I'm not supposed to go too far in the older side, because if I do, it touches on to Q106.5, which is
some territory stuff.
That's territorial stuff. So
that's DJ Incredible, isn't it?
That's DJ Incredible.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm supposed to stay down in my lane, and I let him go up that lane, and those, so we have so many different lanes in different areas.
That's so interesting.
Yes.
So not only do you kind of chop up the music and the age of folks and the desire that people have for the varying kinds of music, but the business is kind of chopped up in all kinds of ways. You sitting at a mic from 3 to 7 is not the beginning or the end of your day.
No, sir. It's very different when you're in radio, because you're not allowed to have a bad day when you're in radio. No matter what goes on, I experienced a flood of 16 like everyone else. I had 6 feet of water in my home like everybody else. I didn't miss 2 days of work throughout the flood.
The hardest thing I ever did in my life was live through that flood.
Right, and that's through rebuilding my house, gutting my house, having to live over by LSU and getting an apartment by LSU, having to keep paying a mortgage. I had to go to radio every day and didn't miss a beat. We're not allowed to have a bad day in radio. I mean, you can, but nobody in media wants to, go on legal lines and see Locke Meredith with his head on the table saying what kind of day he had. You gotta go to war every day, and that's how I approach radio.
You seem like you have a kind of a natural tendency to be a happy personality. Am I wrong?
Yes, sir. That's my natural personality, but I have bad days.
You're likable.
Yeah, but I have bad days.
Well, we all do, brother.
Yeah. So when no matter what I'm going through, when I get to work, it's you gotta stick your chest out and let's go. Because I do a lot of interviews with you on the air.
Yeah.
And when we get on air, it's time to go. So we
better be able to think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So no matter what I'm going through, no matter what's happening, that's radio. You got to get in there and you got to kick and.
So give me a day in the life of you.
Okay.
I'm not certain your life is typical of DJs, but give me a day in the life of
okay. I wake
Supamike.
up. Yeah, I wake up in the morning, probably about 6 o'clock every morning. you know, 6, 7, you know, 6 o'clock. You know, I would like to, but I get up and then I get my day going, go to the gym, work out, you know, do a little something. Then about 8 o'clock, my phone's gonna start ringing.
It never stops?
It never stops. And this is gonna go like this, and I'm gonna be up till about 2 or 3 o'clock every morning. You know, just, you know.
And the category of calls is relating to business?
Business.
All kinds of business, right?
All kind of business. I'm talking to record companies. I'm setting up promotions. I'm putting my own company together. I have a entertainment company called The Crib Entertainment. So I'm always setting up the next events. And what I mean for events is parties. I set up parties for after parties for concerts. I set up concerts. I set up events for all different types of.
But you do this all over the nation,
yes, sir.
Mike?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do it all over the nation.
Yeah, I think NCAA.
NCAA.
Southern.
I just did the Final Four.
MTV,
BET. I just went on tour with her, H.E.R., the Grammy Award winner. I just did a thing with her at Champion Square in New Orleans.
And when you say did a thing with her, what are you doing?
DJ for her, opened up the concert, bring the artists out on stage.
Wow, how interesting.
Yeah,
so you got to entertain.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's different lanes of my entertainment. Sometimes I'm DJing, sometimes I'm hosting, sometimes I'm behind the scenes, sometimes I'm, you know, putting on the event.
And always juggling balls.
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time.
So tell me about like the events, because the crowds must range from, I don't know, a couple of hundred to thousands.
Yes, sir. Say like I'm putting on events. Say if I was putting on the event at I've done events at the Atrium when it was open, you know, and you know, I'll put 3,200 people in the Atrium, just me throwing my birthday party, or you know, people come out to support me. My birthday party, I do it every year. It's an annual thing. I haven't done it since COVID, but people just really come out. And when I put on events, I go, I book the venue. If it's something at the Raising Cane's River Center, I'll go talk to the people that run the venue. I book the venue. I come in. I book the talent. Got to
get insurance.
Got to get the insurance. Got to get the
get
police
security.
department. Yeah, got to get the police department. I have a great relationship with the police department. They've been my detail for 10 plus years, and so it's. And
in fact, you do a weekly show with the Baton Rouge Police Chief Murphy Paul.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the chief just comes in and talks about the state of what's going on in our community, and I love it because he talks directly to the community. And the people want to hear from him, and we're all dealing with all of these things and all of this crime and all of the different things that are going on together. So yeah. I'm here to address it, and I want to address it.
Well, I'm really happy to know that is, because the chief's a wonderful communicator.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad that he's getting different venues to speak at, because the number one thing I hear from law enforcement is they need the community's help because they can't solve it. And the community becomes their eyes and ears, and because they can't be everywhere.
Yeah.
And so it's going to require a partnership for it to go well.
Yes, sir. And the thing that always I would say gets me is we all know each other. Baton Rouge is a close-knit city. These crimes and things that are being committed, somebody knows. Everybody knows each other.
Supamike, 6% of the population commits 90% of the crime. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
So we know who's,
wow.
They know who's doing it.
Wow.
Or most of it, I'll put it that way.
Wow.
And so law enforcement needs help.
Yeah, and it's, I just have saw things change so much over the years. And it's the same way in my hometown, St. Louis. Crime is up very
All right.
high.
Well, let's continue this on the next segment. This is Locke and Meredith with Michael King, Supamike at Cumulus Radio, #1 DJ in Baton Rouge. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. Open the phone book or look online. There are plenty of lawyers to choose from. And if you ask any of them, they'll agree that the vast majority of claims settle without ever having gone to trial. And I'll tell you, any lawyer can settle a claim. It's not hard to settle a claim, but it takes hard work to get a client what he or she deserves. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we have a proven record of working hard for our clients. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. Welcome back to Legal Lines. I'm Locke Meredith, pleased to have on the show for the first time DJ Supamike. He is a DJ for Cumulus, the #1 DJ in the city, covering wide demographics, a lot of folks, a lot of ages, a lot of different types of music. Supamike, let's dive back in. We were talking about you having a weekly show for quite a while,
yes,
years, with the chief. and he's communicating directly with the community because crime's high, and they're trying to save people's lives and keep people from getting hurt and all the other stuff that goes along with it. You know, you and I have talked before. It seems like if you listen to media all the time, you're going to think everybody hates everybody, everything's racial, the nation's divided 50-50, and there's no hope. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts is it's a whole lot of hope.
A whole lot of hope?
Yes, sir. It's a whole lot of hope. But we what we see more than anything is what our thoughts are. And sensationalism is pushing a lot of things forward. I mean, that's what sells. People love to see crime, and they don't love to see it, but that's what they see the most of. And I just think, man, I'm around a lot. So I know, of course there's all type of division out there, but it's a lot of love in the air also.
Amen.
And we have
2016, nobody was saying, you only get my vote if you're white or you're black.
You're right. And you have to go, you have to go outside of what you used to see some different things. And, just recently, man, I was at the St. Patrick's Day parade with Nelly. He's a great friend of mine. And just to see the love that everybody was showing everybody and the different things like that, it's some love out there. But we really do have to address the crime, and we have to address the things. But you have to give young people an option. You can't just tell young people they can't go anywhere and then get mad when things are happening. You have to create environments for young people to have things to do.
You've mentioned this before.
Yes, sir.
You've told me
Yes,
we
sir.
need to get them young. The Chiefs told me we got to get kids young.
Yes, sir. I attend a lot of elementary schools, and I attend a lot of middle schools where kids, they want to do great things. They just, you're a product of your environment. If you only see negativity, and their kids are exposed to things that they shouldn't be exposed to with social media. You got that phone in your hand.
Oh, man. So much stuff I was never exposed to.
Yes, sir.
Until I was older.
Yes, sir. That phone is just, it's a lot going on that phone. So we just got to give young people an option. You got to create events for them where they can do things. All these kids aren't bad. You got to let them have events and go places and get out here. And as long as you secure these events and things like that and give young people a chance to get out and about, you can do some things for crime, We
were talking, Senator Elbert Guillory, Louisiana State Senator Elbert Guillory, he was a civil rights lawyer, probably still doing civil rights, but he's been a state senator. He's held top positions in executive branch in different states over his 75 years, I believe, 77. And he's been thrown in jail for objecting to a United States senator and kicked out of Southern for it. And he's a fighter.
Yes, sir.
And his analysis in a lot of ways, because his parents were sharecroppers. And, his mom taught him and busted their butts, and, education was a big part of it, and just discipline and all that. But he had a family, and he says from what he sees when he grew up and what he sees now is, we used to have, this is a quote, we used to have grown men standing on a street corner looking for a job. Now we just have grown men standing on a street corner looking for drugs.
Right.
What happened?
Well, I think that's what you see a lot of, but I see a lot of grown men working.
Good.
I see a lot of grown.
I'm not saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I'm like, that's what I mean. We're a product of what we see the most of.
Right.
I have friends of mine that have multiple kids and they work hard. I have friends of mine that have 9 boys that they out
better be working hard.
That's all they do. But we just never see that. So I think the world needs to show more men like yourself that's out here, doing things and helping so many people, giving people the opportunity.
Being a mentor and a model.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I know there's an organization called 100 Black Men.
Yes, sir.
And that's what they do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they do that, but we need to see more of that.
What about the churches?
The churches are always the church, but these kids got to see what they're around a lot. You have to go to the church. And I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of faith. I know. And I'm all about church, but we got to get out here with these kids.
You got to get them where they are.
You got to get them where they are. Yes, sir. And with entertainment and hip hop and R&B, it's with them every day because it's on their phone. It's what they see the most of. They watching videos. They watching the people get money. They watching the rappers get money. They watching this. So they want to get money. And then they seeing violence on their phone. They seeing the guns on their phone. They seeing this. So that's what they're seeing a lot of. So we gotta change that from they seeing that 90-10 to they seeing 90% of good.
Amen.
And 10% of the other side.
And that's just, I guess, people diving in there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What
sir.
about the family?
The family, hey, you know.
We've talked about it.
Yeah, we've talked about it. You just gotta, we know what we're up against. I mean, everybody is nowadays.
Look, I blame the frickin' federal government for destroying the black family and the black man in a lot of ways.
Well, it's all about, we just gotta see this black man doing good. I have great friends of mine, and I talk to a lot of positive men. So I think we need to showcase the people that are doing good.
Amen.
If we see black men doing good, if we see like shows like this, we have black men that are putting good in the work. Nobody's giving these kind of shows.
That are champions.
Yeah, Mr. Meredith. When we see these shows, that's what it's about.
Okay. All right, let's shift gears a little bit then. Talk about kind of, we were talking about the business of radio.
Yes, sir.
And you've got your fingers in a lot of pies.
Yes, sir.
Tell folks, because some people, I guess they think it's radio, you go home, mix with whatever.
Yes, sir.
Tell the folks, because I remember you tore up your knee
yes,
on
sir.
a jet ski in Miami on a yacht. I go, this guy's living the rough life, huh?
Yeah, I had a little accident last year we talked about. But I think the best thing that's happened for me through the pandemic has been my partnership with 50 Cent. 50 Cent, the
now tell
mogul.
folks who don't know who 50 Cent is.
50 Cent is a mogul. He's a TV mogul. He has a lot of shows on Stars. He's a rap superstar. A lot of people know him from his rap for the past, but in the recent years, he's become a rap superstar. And he's also become a liquor brand superstar. And
interesting.
He signed me up 2 years ago to be a brand ambassador for the cognac, Branson Cognac, and Le Chemin du Bois Champagne.
So what do you do? What do you have to do?
We have
got about a minute.
Okay, we have 4 cognacs and 2 champagnes, and I go to different restaurants.
You get to drink it every time?
Oh no, I don't. Yes, I drink it as much as I can. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I go to restaurants, I go to clubs, and I get the brand out there, and we get it in stores, and it's just a great thing.
And the bottom line is, it's because you're successful. They chose you
yes,
because
sir.
you're successful,
yes, sir.
and you influence people.
Yes, sir.
And,
yes, sir.
and it sure seems like you're influencing folks in the right way.
Yes, sir.
Supamike, and I can't tell you how much we all appreciate you doing that.
Hey, I thank you so much.
And helping other folks identify other folks who need help, because we all need to join together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I thank you so much. I thank you so much.
Appreciate you doing the show.
Thank you so much, Mr. Locke.
This is Locke Meredith with Michael K. Kool DJ Supamike. Got it, baby.